Hey, this is Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia. We hear all the time from medical doctors that they don't think that there is any evidence to support the claims being made by chiropractic. But interestingly enough, when one of their own doctors finds evidence to support what we say and do, they always say that they don't believe it, they don't agree with it, and it just doesn't work. And here's one classic example of that. So back in 1921, not recently, but a long time ago, almost 100 years ago now, one of the medical doctors of that time in the United States, Dr. Windsor, decided he wanted to do some investigation to see if any of these claims being made by those early chiropractors had any value or merit. And the way he decided to do that was a series of autopsies. So he did some autopsies on humans, he did some autopsies on cats. And what he did here is that whenever cause of death was known, whenever we could say this person died because of lung cancer or this person died of liver failure or anything along that lines, he looked at the part of the spine where the nerves from that diseased organ would go into. And what he found was with every single one of these, that there was some obvious derangement of the spine in that area. There was some arthritic changes, there was bone spurs and disc degeneration, or there was evidence that the nerve had been compressed and irritated and damaged over a long period of time, or there was a significant side-to-side curve, what we would call a scoliosis. And so it was not always in every single case that it was at that exact level, but sometimes it was one level up or one level down. And I've seen medical doctors write up articles about this Windsor autopsy report and saying, see, if it's off by one, they'll say it's close enough. But guess what, guys? Our bodies are just as different on the inside as they are at the outside. So if in most people we find that the nerve that comes out of T4 goes to the heart, in some people it's the nerve that comes out of T3 that goes to the heart. It's not always that everybody follows the textbook exactly the way that it's supposed to be, right? We think of ourselves as having 5 fingers on each hand and 5 toes on each foot. But the reality is that there's a small portion of the population that's born with 1 extra finger or 1 extra toe or something like that. We have a lot more variation and difference in each body than people might realize and acknowledge. So we're not all righties, some of us are lefties, and we have these differences inside of us too. So the Windsor autopsies did a really nice job of showing correlation between derangements and through the spine and the nervous system and diseased organs happening as a result of that. So what do you think that might be the effect of in your case? If you were experiencing some problem with your spine or with your nerves, what do you think is going to be the outcome of that? I don't think that you have to have decades and decades and thousands of research studies to be able to show the obvious sort of correlation and connection there would have to be with that. Everybody knows the brain runs the body and it tells the body parts what to do through the nerves. And if those nerves are not being allowed to function correctly, there's going to be some consequence of that. So this is the kind of stuff that we focus on at our Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia. And I would encourage you to find out if there's something we can do to help you to maintain your health and well-being, to help you to get it back if it's not where you think it ought to be. So thank you for your time and attention. We'd love to see if we could help you out. Feel free to post any questions or comments below. And again, this is Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia.